In this video, we are going to discuss tutorial 3 of 3. This is about solving equations involving logarithms. Let us look at example 1. Solve the equation log x base 2 plus log x minus 7 base 2 equal to 3. Okay, so to solve a question, solve means you want to find the value of the variable. So in this case, the variable for this question is x. Solve means what is x? I have given you these two steps that you have to follow to solve this type of questions. Okay, so the first step would be let me write the question. Now, to solve this question, there's a plus sign and then we have the same log, same base. Check the steps. If they are the same base, apply law of log. If they are different base, apply change the base. So ask yourself whether we have the same base or different base for this question. As you can see, we have base 2 for both of the logs. So since we have the same base, use step 1a. So we have to apply the law of log. From here, these three are the law of logs that you have to remember. So since we have a plus sign in the middle, we have to use the first law of log, which is m times n, or it's going to be x times x minus 7 equal to 3. Next, to solve this, you just have to change from log form to index form. Remember the formula. If let's say this is your log, to change it to index form, remember this is base and this is the exponent or the index or the power. So what you have to do is the base of the index form is like this, and the power is going to be x, and then it's equal to b here. Or an easier way to memorize this is to change from log to index form. Is I like to memorize it like this. Try to imagine this G as a person's like kaki orang, and this A as a ball, bola. So when you try to kick the ball, okay, kaki ni tendang bola, and this equal sign is the goal. So the ball is going to go inside the goal, and X, which is the goalkeeper, is going to fly because the ball is too fast. And then here, this is just the defender still standing there in front of the goal. Okay, right. So just remember G, the leg, tendang these two. Okay, masuk ke dalam goal. So 2 membesar and 3 the goalkeeper terbang. So what's left is just this. Okay, and then to solve this, you just have to expand. This is x squared minus 7x equal to 2 to the power 3. As you can see, this is just a quadratic equation. Just bring 2 to the power 3 to the left side, which is minus 8 equal to 0. Next, factorize this by using a calculator or manually, and then you're going to get x minus 8 and x plus 1. From here you get two answers, 8 and also negative 1. But remember the second step, always check back the answers whether they satisfy the original equation or not. So how to check this? You have to make sure that the equation satisfies. How to check? For example, like this. If you substitute in 8 into the original question, you can say press your calculator and get the correct answer. But let's say if you substitute in -1, you can't even find the value for this log -1 base 2 because the function inside log cannot be negative. That is one property of log. So for this case, you are going to reject -1. And the final answer is x equal to 8 only. Remember to check, just make sure that everything inside the function of this log can't be negative. That's the fastest way to check. You can also check that left hand side is equal to right hand side, but usually if you check this thing, it's enough. Okay, moving on to the next example. Example 2. Solve the equation log x base 3 minus 4 log x log 3 base x plus 3 equal to 0. Remember the steps. First step is if they are same base or if they are different base. Do we have the same base? We don't. One of the base is 3, another one is x. So let's look at how to solve this question. So since we have different bases for this question, we have to apply the change of base. So which base are we going to change? Is it the base 3 or base x? I prefer to change this base x. You can do either way. So to change this base, use this formula. So since we want to change log 3 base x, so this will be on the left side, and on the right side we want to change base x to be the same base as 3, as the other log in the question. So from the formula, on top at the numerator is still the same value, which is 3, and then at the denominator is the base with the same base 3. Okay, so that's how you change the base. And then since log 3 base 3 is equal to 1, you can cancel that off, and you're left with log x base 3 here and also here. So to solve this question, you have to change the variable. Let's say y is equal to, let y equal to log x base 3. So you're left with y minus 4 over y plus 3 equal to 0. So from here, since we have y at the denominator, and to eliminate the y at the denominator, we have to multiply everything with y. So you're left with y squared minus 4 plus 3y equal to 0. This is a quadratic equation. You can just factorize it and you will get y plus 4 times y minus 1 equal to 0. Okay, So you are left with the answer y equal to -4 and y equal to 1. Remember, y stands for log x base 3. And we want to solve the question. We want to solve the variable x and not y. So still the question is not done yet. We have to continue substituting y back into its original log, which is log x base 3. And then applying the change of log to indices, which is turn down. Okay, so you can just turn down this 3 to the right side, so this is just 3 to the power -4, and x left on the left side. Also turn down this 3, you get 3 to the power 1, x equal to 3, and x equal to 3 to the power -4. You can also change this to be 1 over 3 to the power 4, which is also equivalent to 1 over 81. And this is just x equal to 3. So of course, second step is to check your answer and substitute 3 back into the original question. And the faster way that I've mentioned just now was to check whether the function inside the log will be negative or not, but it won't be because there's no negative number here, so it's still okay. How to solve this question? This is natural logarithm. How to solve it? It's just the same as log. So since all of the logs here are natural logarithms, means they have the same base. Remember, natural logarithm means log base e. Okay, so try to solve this question. Pause the video and solve it in a few minutes. Okay, are you done? Let's check your answer. So how to solve this? Since we have the same base, we can just apply the law of log. And there's a plus sign in the middle, that means we have to use the first law. But before you use the first law, be careful. In front of the logs, there can't be any number, but there's still a number in front of this log. So how should you eliminate this number 3? Or where should you put this number 3? You should bring it up. By using the law, the third law. After you have bring number 3 up to be the power, now you can combine by using the first law. So this is natural logarithm, x times with 2 to the power of 3. Next, 2 to the power of 3 is just 8. So this is just 8x equal to 2 over x. Remember, just now we used method turn down or kicking that base. But since we can't see any base here, and there's also logarithms on both left and right side, it's easier. We can just compare the functions. You can only compare the functions if we have the same base for log of both and left and right side. Okay, and then to solve this is divide, so bring it to the left side. It's going to be multiple with x equal to 2, and then you can just divide with number 8. So this is 1 over 4. To solve for x, you have to bring this power 2 to the right side, so it's going to be a square root. Remember, in front of square root there must be a plus and minus sign. So square root of 1 over 4 is just 1 over 2. So we have two answers for x. Remember to check your answer. Since we have two answers, 1 over 2 and also x equal to negative 1 over 2, try to substitute this value of x into the original question. The faster way to check is make sure the function inside of this log can't be negative. Since this is just natural log of x and x is negative 1 over 2, so we are going to reject this value. You can't even try to find this value in your calculator. It will be a math error because this log cannot exist. The function inside the log must always be positive. Our final answer is positive 1 over 2. So for this last example, we have two logs, but the function here, this is not multiplication. The parentheses or this bracket does not mean multiplication. It means all of this is the function of log base 2. So it's like log base 2 a, where this a is log base 3x. Do you understand? Okay, so it's not multiplication, right? Make sure you don't get confused. It can't be multiplication because logarithm cannot stand by itself without any function. So this will be the function of this log. So how to solve this? Remember, we have to change from log to index form. So the easier way to memorize it is try to imagine that this is like someone's leg, kaki, and turn down this number 2. So turn down sampai masuk goal. So 2 will be here, 4 akan mengecil dan terbang. So what's left is just the function. Okay, but still you have log again. So how to solve this? Turn down lagi sekali. But before turn down, maybe before you get confused, this 2 to the power 4, you can just find the value, which is 60. And then you can just turn down this number 3. Turn down this 3, 3 besar, 16 terbang. So x is here. So the final answer is 3 to the power of 60. If you want to check answer, this is the value of x and this value is positive, so of course this answer is correct and acceptable. Okay, that's all. You can try the exercises below from A to F. Good luck.